You are now looking at a 2021 Kia Pegas. Pegas? Pegas. Pegasus, but without us. Now, the Pegas is sort of a Kia Rio with a boot or trunk welded onto the back. This practice is certainly not a new one, and harks back to stuff like the local City Golf and Fox sedan, which was so simply done that I often inspected the three-box vehicles for weld or glue marks. That's how rudimentary the addition of a trunk looked. But back to this Korean, which was apparently born for the Chinese market, and obviously shares its underpinnings with the current Rio models, or as my colleague likes to call it, the Kia Tenrad. Again, we approve of manufacturers who give booted derivatives a standalone name, because it avoids confusion with their hatchback donors. In the case of the Pegas, that means it has a transversely mounted 1.4-litre inline 4-cylinder petrol engine driving the front wheels through either a 4-speed automatic or 5-speed manual gearbox. Maximum power output is 69 kilowatts at 6,000 RPM. Torque peak, 132 Newton meters around 4,000 RPM. And just to state the obvious here, the Rio and Pegas have upmarket style and trim, but downmarket running gear. Well, that's if you consider tried and tested tech to be boring and less desirable. They have no turbochargers or multi-clutch transmissions, and hence no shift pedals, wastegate chirps, or mid-range torque salvos. No, this is an old-school driving experience. From the straightforward manual gearbox, easy-to-use clutch, low RPM slump, but 16-valve eagerness when the tachometer needle approaches the red section of its host's markings. Translation? You often have to thrash the little thing to get going. No doubt thanks to its negligible weight and good gearing ratios, the Kia Pegas 1.4 manual offers sufficient power in most daily driving environments. Obviously its RPMs are comparably high at motorway speeds, but that's because they keep the car in its power and torque bands. Kia publishes no 0 to 100 performance figures, but we do. Our best of 2 runs resulted in 10.67 seconds. Our traditional once-off emergency brake test from 100 km per hour took 3.39 seconds in roughly 45 meters. These are slightly subpar levels, which, as always, we'll put down to the budget Nexen tires. Something that's decidedly non-budget is the car's cabin. Any observer will spot hard plastics or the odd rough texture, but we found great delight in the two-tone grey pleather seats, white contrast seams, many chrome rings and chrome switchgear accents. You'll also find a bright and crisp gauge cluster, plus a modern and easy-to-operate media system. Now throw in 12-volt USB aux sockets between multiple storage trays, add 2 cup holders and plenty of other hidey holes, slap loads of buttons including cruise control onto the steering wheel, and the Pegas offers a pleasant cabin for most discerning customers. Also, each new Pegas is sold with a 5-year warranty and 4-year 60,000 km service plan. Downsides? You'll have to get used to the weird position and operation of the 4 power window switches. Plus some people may wish for climate control, to which we can add that the manual AC in this car works just fine. Passenger space is acceptable for this class of car, with enough room for 4 medium-sized adults. The boot is a generous 475 liters. Aha, you may think, so it's the perfect Uber car. While that's a reasonable assumption, especially for the cheaper LX model, we think that this Kia Pegas 1.4 EX is a little too nice for cheap air fresheners, maximum window tint and grumpy teenage packs. It certainly feels more classy and tech-savvy than your average taxi cab.